Alright, we got this DC Collectibles Icon Swamp Thing. And basically the only reason why I bought this Swamp Thing is because I'm a sucker, of course. But the other reason is because I'm just really trying to complete my Icons collection. I mean, it doesn't seem like the line's doing very well. I don't know how much longer it's gonna go on from here. It kind of seems like they're just gonna give us a few more single packs and then they're gonna go to double packs. Probably for they can rip us off and make us buy a figure that we already have and put it with a figure that we have to have. So with this Swamp Thing, it was kind of a hard purchase for me because I already got 4 really good Swamp Things. Like, this character is like a 6-inch scale. Swamp Thing, to me, you could do a lot with this character. Like, you can make him as big as that Darkseid that we already have. They didn't choose to do that. They could have gave us some really amazing accessories. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the Undead Men. I already got one of those, and that thing's not that great anyways, so they kind of definitely missed opportunity on this toy, but we're going to check it out. Alright, so you can see this Swamp Thing standing just about 6.5 inches tall. So he is a little bit taller than the rest of the figures in the bunch. So I guess I do appreciate that. And we'll start right over here. This is one of the most amazing toys that they've ever did. Like, this Swamp Thing is fucking awesome. Has these tree branch antlers. Look at the attention to detail on these wings. Like those look like kind of like boards. And then they got that moss on there. Just a really nice toy. Tons of sculpt work in this thing. The paint is also really cool. Has a little shield. Just tons of cool stuff to look at. Then you have this one. This toy is like 15 years old, so they were killing it way back then. And you can see the articulation. It's very limited, but at the time, like, it was pretty cool. And to me, like, I mean, he just looks great on the shelf. It comes with these roses. I'm pretty sure you unplug one of his hands, and then you can plug those roses on there. Has mushrooms and like branches on his back, so they really killed it there and did a great job. Then you have this one. Like, he's big and all, but this figure just kind of lays flat for me. Like, the sculpting is whatever, the paint job's not much better. Then you have the new one. We're going to get into him in a little bit. And then this one, I'm pretty sure Mattel did this one, and this is like, it's between this one and the one with the wings. Like, this toy is so amazing. Like, this thing has shit that nobody has ever did, and so we're going to get into that in a little bit. And then, of course, I had to pull out Man-Thing just because he's like one of the coolest characters of all time. I mean, come on, we all know that Man-Thing would beat the shit out of Swamp Thing. So let's check out this one first. Okay, so here's this Swamp Thing, and then here's this other little creature. Like, this kind of thing, it looks like it came out of the movie The Thing, and it's just kind of creepy looking. I definitely like the purple one a little bit better. I mean, it's probably not as good of a sculpt as it, but I just like the purple on that a lot. And then he comes with this like lizard or salamander deal that kind of wraps around his arm. Thought that was definitely a cool touch. And there's some things I need to show you on this toy. For one, this is one of the best toys in my toy room, and I didn't realize that. Like, I should have probably put this in my top 12 list, but I'm just a Marvel guy, and it's hard to put DC on that list, but he definitely deserved to be there. So as far as articulation goes, this is something like you know how Mezco's doing these toys where they're like have the fabric and shit? Well, it would be nice for them to hide all the articulation. They could almost do that with something like this. So the head is on a ball, not a lot of movement there. Sorry, he's tall, he's kind of out of the camera. And then the shoulder is also on a ball. But check this out. Hold on. Check this out on the arms. Now this is amazing. So there's like this rubber skin over this thing, and then the elbow, there's like a joint in there. So you see that thing moves, but you don't see any joint. Like, to me, like, I don't like looking at these joints on the articulation. If they did this with every action figure, like, I get it, it's not going to move as much as the other action figures. For me, that would be amazing. I don't know if the wrist does move. Like, look at that. Like, come on, guys. Are you seeing this shit? Look at that. Like, you move it, and there's no joint there, and this rubber doesn't rip. So that to me alone is just an amazing toy. And then he does have an ab crunch in there. Like, you hear it click. That's pretty cool. The legs, like you have a cool kind of hidden thigh joint here. Really nice there. I'm just kind of learning as I go here. So there is a knee joint. Fuck, that is so cool. And then the ankles also, like look at this, like rubber toes here, pretty cool. Like look at that, look at the movement in there, and there's no joint. So as far as Mezco goes, like if you guys want to step up your game, this is how you could do it. Like, cause if you could do a toy like this with your real fabric and then do this rubber skin over them, like this is the end all be all of action figures. And I'm really glad that I pulled this thing out because I forgot how fucking awesome this was. But sorry, man, sorry to sidetrack. This review isn't about this one. Let's get to the icon. All right, so here's this icon swamp thing. He does come with two-fisted hands. Nobody really gives a shit about those. And then he comes with these open hands, which I actually like a lot. The articulation, it's basically the same shit you've been getting on almost every icon figure. He doesn't have a thigh cut. I'm glad they didn't because it wouldn't have been a good place to hide it. So it looks better without it. The thighs are tons of good movement here. Do they go down? Yeah, maybe a little. Yeah, so they do come down. So they're like that Poison Ivy figure that I just did. The double knees, same shit there. Ankle goes back and forth. Best ankle pivot in the game. Like, man, that thing just really has a lot of movement in it. The rest of Articulation, like this ab crunch here, it just looks weird. I think you'd probably be better off without that. I do like this upper torso one though. He'll move around side to side, a little bit of an ab crunch there. This figure, like there's just not a lot to talk about. The sculpt is whatever. The paint job is sloppy. The eyes on it are, if I can get it to focus, are actually pretty cool. I like the eyes a lot, but they're basically just, you know, regular Swamp Thing eyes. And if I said Man Thing when I was supposed to say Swamp Thing in this video, can you guys be kind and not remind me about it like 20 times? Because I'm sure I did it at least twice. But here he is. A mediocre toy. No big deal. I'll throw him up there with a collection for you can check it out. Alright, so here's the Icon collection. There's the new edition right there. It goes all the way down here. And it's definitely coming along pretty nice. I'm real curious to see how far this line gets before they pull the plug on it because they're already going to 2 packs. So there's the collection. Thanks for watching.